Stromboli-ish. So for this cook, I thought it'd be good just to make a quick and easy pizza sauce. I'll put the link in the description. For the most part, I stayed true to it. I did add a little extra basil, parsley, like I said, minor tweaks. You could obviously use some jarred sauce here if you want to save some time, but this is pretty easy, pretty quick to mix up, and I think it tastes good too. Alright, for the sake of time, I went ahead and put my tomato paste and tomato sauce together. I'm just going to whisk them together until they're smooth. And once you kind of get that tomato paste where there's no lumps or anything, then you'll see in the bowl behind my hand, if you got x-ray vision, is my dry ingredient. Hey, there they are. We'll put them in last and stir them in good. Sauce is smooth, so we're ready for dry ingredients. And you really want to make sure that you get these incorporated well. As you can see, it's quite a bit, so you don't want it to kind of lump up on you. Just do that whisking action right there, not even speeding it up. This is 100% skill, and you'll just keep whisk, 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 until you got it to where it looks nice and how you want it. Kind of like that. We're getting there, but you see some on the sides, we'll just keep working it. And then we'll go ahead and get our dough, and we're about ready to get this show on the road. I chose to make my own dough in the bread machine. Obviously, if you want to use something pre-made or something, that works out great. Done it before, no problems. So once you make sure you got your dough where you want it, it's not too tacky or too dry, then I just spray a cookie sheet really well. I have a large cookie sheet here, and I just spread my dough out. That way we got a nice canvas for a pizza. For my first layer, I put a generous blanket of cheese, and that just kind of helps with that sauce, and the grease of the pepperoni is not ruining the dough as it cooks and making it just mushy. Pepperonis or whatever toppings you choose go next. Don't be shy. I like it saucy, so I put down a lot. Obviously, if you don't like that much, don't put that much. Whatever your preference is. Then tuck it in tight with one last blanket of cheese. So the big reason I called it Stromboli-ish is because I'm not really going to roll it in like you traditionally would a Stromboli rolling it in on itself. I just pull the edges from the front and the back together to meet in the middle, and then the next thing we'll do is pinch them seams and then flip it over. But I also don't think it qualifies as a calzone because it don't have the shape. I don't know. It's just that's how I like to do it. So it don't have to be perfect, but the seams are pretty well pinched. This step can be a tad tricky. Make sure you don't rip it as you're getting it over. Be careful and gentle with it. And then flip it over to where the seam's on the bottom. And then I just press it down flat and try to get it wide. That way it kind of cooks evenly, and we're ready for the oven. Almost. Don't forget the vent holes. And then you're ready for the oven. I went with 425 degrees for 25 minutes. And then make sure you rotate it about the halfway mark. And if you need to, a little bit more brown on top, you can broil it. Just make sure you go to about 450 or something. Just keep an eye on it so you don't burn it. And here we go. It's out of the oven. Did a little garnish of parsley and basil. There's my arm for scale. This thing's pretty good size. All right, so we made it back to the taste test table, and we have got just a basic pepperoni and cheese Stromboli-ish. I'm sure that some people's going to say, no, that's not what that is, but probably closest, I would say. Not calzone moon-shaped enough, but huge shout out to an old friend of mine, Melissa, for this suggestion. I used to make something similar to this back in college, and I've kept making them ever since. This right here, made a dough. My bread machine, if you don't have a bread machine, I highly recommend one. Thanks to my longtime friend Cecil for getting me started on that. And, like I said, it made the dough for me pretty much, and then all I had to do was just work it on the pan and put my stuff in. Really easy, I think tasty, nice and thick pizza sauce. And I'll put the links for the dough and the pizza sauce in the description. So let's cut in. It's already starting to kind of burst here in the middle. So just helping me out a little. Make sure I got it. Don't want to scratch my pan. There you have it. So, yeah, like I said, probably could have browned the bottom a little bit more, but it's definitely done. And there you go. So, we're going to try a bite. See what we think. Good stuff. I'm going to finish working on this. Obviously, you can put whatever toppings in here you wanted. I just worked with what I had on hand. This garnish on top is some dried parsley and basil. And overall simple. Obviously, you could feed a small town with this.
Or one Garrett the
If you saw
Griddler.
something that intrigued you today, I hope you consider to please like, comment, subscribe, share, turn on post notifications so you know when new content's added. Till next time, this is Garrett the Griddler saying, let's keep cooking.
Stromboli Fun Fact. Although it's going to be disputed by some other people trying to lay claim to it, it's widely believed that the Stromboli in its modern form was invented in 1950 at Romano's Italian Restaurant and Pizzeria in Essington, Pennsylvania, named after the 1950 Italian movie of the same name, Stromboli. Thanks, Wikipedia.